Right. Well, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon or this evening or maybe this morning, depending on where you're joining from. And welcome to this webinar on Voaara, Madagascar. I'm joined by Philippe, the founder and owner of Voaara, and he'll be presenting the product to you today. We will be doing a Q&A at the end of the webinar, so do pop any questions you might have in the Q&A box, and we can get to those at the end. We'll be recording the presentation, and that will be uploaded to our YouTube. It'll also be uploaded to Voaara's Accommodation Hub page on the Africa Hub, and we'll be sending out a follow-up with everything you should need to be selling Voaara. Do take this opportunity to ask us questions, but if you think of any after the fact, you will have Philippe's contact details. You've, of course, got the Small Marketing team's contact details, and we're more than happy to answer any questions by email or over the phone after the webinar. But for now, I'll pass over to Philippe to present Voaara to you.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Madagascar. I'm currently at the property, sitting just behind the logo. It's evening here and about 30 degrees warm and beautiful. So Voaara Madagascar is the newest Indian Ocean barefoot luxury beach destination, something that we hope will rival the likes of the Seychelles, Maldives, Zanzibar, and Mauritius, etc., for those who are looking for an amazing beach holiday. But of course, also with all the allure of Madagascar, you'll have a lot of other exciting things to see and explore in Madagascar. This is our main beach. What's interesting with Madagascar up until now, it has been quite a difficult sell because it's had to be part of a complicated itinerary, tough logistics, etc. But with our new offering on the island of Saint-Marie, which I'll get back to where it's located, etc., we are offering something that can be sold in three separate ways. The easiest way to sell us is as a standalone beach destinations. Instead of going to the Maldives or Seychelles, for instance, you can come to our beach in Madagascar. You can also sell it as a post-safari destination, the perfect end for those who are doing safari and want some beach at the end. And for those of you that are selling Madagascar and want to do it as part of a wider Malagasy or Madagascar itinerary, we recommend to put us at the end, and a recommended length of stay for us, if you do it as part of a Madagascar itinerary, based on guests that have already been here, is 4 days. So my name is Philippe, and together with my wife V and our dog Lost, who was named Lost after our tagline Lost in Paradise. It's a rescue dog that's now just turned 1 year old and has now taken complete ownership of the property, and she feels like she owns this place. But anyway, we are in Madagascar, where I actually grew up as a teenager, and that's the reason why I came back. I'm Swedish from the beginning. I was also the founder of Kiwi Collection and a few other companies, and I have actually been visiting 150 countries, stayed in over 2,000 of the top hotels, and Madagascar was always something that I wanted to come back to. So about 25 years ago, I was dreaming about going back to Saint-Marie Island, which is an island off the northeast coast of Madagascar. And we are on the northwest tip of Saint-Marie, where I actually used to go on vacation as a teen. And I came back here 40 years later and realized that the island is still as untouched as it was before. And it's an incredible destination that really has not just beautiful beaches, but steeped in a lot of history, which we'll get into shortly. So how do you get here? Okay, so Saint-Marie is the second most visited island off Madagascar. The first is Nosy Be, but Saint-Marie has a little bit more of an untouched feel to it. It's not as developed. There are about 30-40 hotels on the island, which is about 55 kilometers long, or for those of you in North America, it's about 30 miles long and 8 miles wide, or 15 kilometers wide. And we have an international airport on the island. Currently, there's plans to reinstate the flights from Reunion Island, which is the French colony, about an hour away. But if people were flying private, they could actually land on a tarmac that allows private planes and also landing at night. But we have flights, 7 weekly flights, domestic flights with the local airline called Saradia, which is part of Air Madagascar. And we have 3 weekly scheduled charters with a private airline called MTA that operates over 15 airplanes, and they are the largest in Madagascar, all with leather seats. They have a VIP lounge at the international airport for smooth access, etc., to connect with your international flights. But we do recommend a lot of our guests to actually stay 1 or 2 nights in Antananarivo, or Tana for short, which is the capital. And the reason for that is that Madagascar has an incredible blend of Asia meets Africa, and some Middle Eastern influences. So it's sort of a melting pot of all. And when you come to Antananarivo, it's a really cool city to explore, with a lot of nice restaurants, interesting architecture as a former French colony. And we do recommend to stay a night or 2 there. Once you reach Sainte Marie, we will pick you up by boat or by car, and for about an hour journey through a lot of local villages. We have a road that has been completely redone. So before it was a horrendous trip up to where we are, but now it's actually a good road all the way. And you drive through beautiful, quaint little villages that are untouched and unspoiled, and probably have looked the same way for thousands of years. So it's a very, very basic culture on the east coast of Madagascar that haven't changed at all. And it's Madagascar, even though it's a very poor country, ranked one of the 7 poorest countries in the world, people do they can grow everything. There's a lot of fish in the sea, and everyone have food, and people are happy, kind, and gentle. And the culture is, as I mentioned, a mixture between Africa and Asia. So there's a lot of similarities with Asian cultures. This is our beach that you see on the picture, and you can see one of our villas, 2 of the bungalows, the restaurant, and kitchen and reception right there. We have an incredible beach which faces the sunset. No, we are not a shallow beach, so meaning that you can jump in straight into the water and start swimming. There's no corals or rocks to hurt your feet. There's no undercurrents, and it's just absolutely incredible water with up to 40 meters visibility. We have 7 1- and 2-bedroom bungalows and 1 3-bedroom pool villa. Everything is, as you can see, steps from the beach. And we have a lot of activities which we'll get into, both on land, in the ocean, and wildlife. All bungalows have their own private sun loungers, as you can see on the left picture. This is the sun loungers for the villa, where you get 6 sun loungers because of the villa has 3 bedrooms. In the middle, you have our reception/shop. And what's interesting with how we operate things is that we don't really do a check-in. We've already taken passports and credit cards ahead of time. So it's more like almost like a welcome center, and we take you straight into the room, and you can enjoy the property immediately, and then you can come down to the reception or shop if you have any questions. On the right-hand side, it's our path that leads to several of the bungalows, and this is a raffia forest. For those of you who doesn't know what raffia is, it's the material used for a lot of bags and baskets and things like that, and it comes from Madagascar. So we're blessed to have our own raffia forest, which is quite rare. And you have beautiful wildlife in there as well, like birds, chameleons, frogs, and so there's noise both day and night in a good way. Our accommodations are all very sort of Tulum meets Brazil and Uruguay, Jose Ignacio, with African influences, a little bit like wabi-sabi and African aesthetics. We've taken inspiration from a lot of the places we love around the world by using building materials that is local. And all of the bungalows are steps from the ocean. You'll be within 10 seconds, you're in the ocean. And every single person that have come here, they do a morning dip the first thing. So it's very convenient. The bungalows are quite large. They are about 90 square meters with indoor-outdoor living. The whole concept is really the indoor-outdoor, to bring the outdoor indoors with bathrooms and big terraces. And the idea is basically very loungy feels, basically. A lot of local materials that we've used and local manufacturers. So most of it is manufactured locally, except the beds that are from the UK, and we've selected a bed brand called Natural Mat, which is, in my opinion, the most comfortable bed I've ever slept in. Having slept in about 2,000 different hotels, that's the one we picked. And also the linens are linen instead of cotton, which breathes better in when it's warm and also gives you a little bit of warmth when it's cold, even though temperature in Madagascar are between 23 and 32 degrees all year round, day and night, which is about 75 to 90 Fahrenheit. This is our 2-bedroom beach loft, and we also have a 2-bedroom terrace bungalow, but this one has a big lounge area and a bedroom in front, and then an upstairs for a lounge where you can read a book, and that's the loft upstairs, which is much larger than it looks on the picture. The terrace suite has 2 individual queen-size bungalows with a large terrace in the middle, and it's just 1 row behind the beach, but you still have direct access to the beach. The 3-bedroom pool beach villa is, as you can see, steps from the beach, but it's raised about 4 meters above sea level. So you have amazing views of the ocean and the sunset. So this is the villa. Sort of the idea here is sort of taking a little bit of inspiration from sort of a barn, but with thatch roofs that you can open completely these barn doors and then slide all of the glass doors. So you have this indoor-outdoor living and a pool that's about 10 meters long and about 3.5 meters wide. And as you can see, very sort of rustic, chic, sort of barefoot luxury, which we like. This is the living area. Sort of indoor-outdoor living again. The bedroom is again with mosquito nets, where you have an integrated air conditioning system called Evening Breeze. So instead of having air conditioning in the rooms, we have it over the bed, so it drops air to the desired temperature above you at night, and it's completely silent and very efficient, but it's also more sustainable because it doesn't take as much energy as or waste energy as a air conditioned unit would. So this is our main beach, which is about over 1 kilometer long, almost a mile long, and we have a total of 4 private beaches. This architecture is sort of taking inspiration from the high plateau of Madagascar, which is a style called rova, which is these pointy roofs that the royals used to do because there was a queen in Madagascar back in the days. And then we've taken the building materials of what's called a rafompuch, which is the welcome palm, the Malagasy welcome palm. And this is a very sustainable product, so we don't have to cut down any trees, and it's something that can easily be replaced if need be. And it's a handicraft that they do here in Madagascar as well. So 4 beaches, and this is the main restaurant called La Plage by Sarion. Sarion his name is Alexander Sarion. He's a Spanish celebrity chef who's worked for 3 Michelin star chef Kiki da Costa and also Nobu, to name a few. He is sort of the no-nonsense type chef. So we sort of create a seafood concept where it's food that you can actually see what it is, and not making it too complicated. We've inspired things that we like from around the world. We've worked with Alex to create things that we like. So there's a lot of seafood, a lot of crudos, a lot of tiraditos and things like that on the menu. And this is the main terrace of the restaurant. We also have as you can see here, on the left, we have a vegetable garden where we have a chef's table for private dining opportunities. In the middle, it's right, the steps from the beach, the terrace, and Alex is on the right. What's interesting with Alex is that he is the only restaurant in the world where he has agreed to put his name. He's a good friend that came here and he fell in love with the place. So he does private events for ultra high net worth and celebrities who, as he says, don't really go to restaurants because they can't really be left alone. So they have the opportunity to eat and dine with special events that he does. But he did agree to put his name, and he comes here 4 times per year and stays for a month. So he was just here over the holidays, which is amazing. And I mean, his food is absolutely incredible. And he has taught the local chefs to do it as good as he does. So we're very proud to have him here. The grill, or Le Grill, as a joke to the famous Michelin star restaurant at the Ritz in Paris. We think that Le Grill should really be a grill where you sit with the feet in your sand and eat everything on a grill. And we grill with coconut husks, which is the most sustainable method of instead of using coal or wood, because it's the only material from the coconut tree that basically is being thrown away. So we collect them and use them as our coal, and they burn really well and gives a fantastic flavor. It's only 4 tables, so we recommend people to make a booking in advance, and it's become very, very popular for both lunch and dinners, open 6 days a week. And again, all of the food is like freshly caught lobsters, giant Malagasy prawns, all the types of fish, meat, etc. And then we have the Bird's Nest, which is not only an amazing event space, but it's also great for whale watching in the whale season, June to September, which I'll get into, but also for stargazing, where we do romantic setups in the evening for couples, where you can lie on the sun loungers and just look straight up in the sky. And then the Bird's Nest in French is called Le Nid, where we have a small sushi restaurant. Since Alex used to work for Nobu, we do a private sort of sushi dinner for up to 8 people underneath the Bird's Nest that you can book at an extra cost, but it's a really nice experience. Also for those, because we know that people come and stay maybe for a week or even longer, we want people to have a lot of variety. So we have a pizza and a movie, where we do, in our clay oven, we do great pizzas, outdoor movie theater for up to 10 people. We have different beach dining setups, but we also have a beach menu where you can dine in front of your bungalow on your beach chairs all day long. And then we also have Franco's Bar, which will be the next slide, which is an incredible place to watch the sunset. And it's sort of, if you look at the black rocks behind there, we have a natural pool that fits about 10 people, where you can sit and enjoy a drink, a cocktail, or just look at the sunset, or you just call Franco over to come with some nice drinks. And we also have a beach menu, a beach and a bar menu here, that you can have things like fish tostadas and guacamoles and a lot of things that we like from around the world, but also jamon iberico with iberico ham croquetas and a lot of lobster tempura and a lot of cool stuff. Beachside spa, treatments that are sort of Malagasy inspired with no fuss. So basically, we've taken one of our favorite therapists in the world, and we brought her over and to teach the local Malagasy massage therapist some of the techniques. And we sort of use more different type of pressure and different techniques instead of having a complex spa menu. So it's easy to understand and amazing setting. We recommend a 4 o'clock spa treatment, so you wake up after your spa treatment with a beautiful sunset. Activities, loads of activities. So this surfing here is for expert level only. It's a wave that we actually discovered about 40 minutes from us. So for those that have clients that love surf, this is a small wave, but it was one that we caught with a beautiful picture. It can go up to twice this size, and it's an expert level wave that we are the only hotel in Sainte Marie that can reach by boat. So it's 40 minutes away, and these waves, you can actually surf them alone, which is incredible for people that love to surf. We also have a house wave, which is for intermediate and beginners, where you can learn how to surf. And we have a surf center where you also can do surfing and wing foiling. And activities such as snorkeling, yoga, stand-up paddle, mountain biking, surfing, outdoor cinema, stargazing, and hiking along the beaches. We have incredible beaches where you can hike for over an hour in each direction without seeing a single building, just a fisherman or two. Those are free activities, and then we have loads of activities that we charge for on the next slide. Whale watching, June to September, witness one of the largest migration in the world of humpbacks. And what's unique with here is that they come here to give birth, so they stay for 4 months. They also come here to mate, so they come back the year after to give birth. So jokingly, we say that humpback whales actually come from Sainte Marie since they're born here. A lot of other things, scuba diving. We have a PADI scuba dive center that we work with. So we do private scuba diving from our shores. We go out on a boat and we have fantastic spots. We were out recently and over 40 meters visibility, which is about 120 feet visibility. We have amazing snorkeling just next to our beach, 2 snorkeling spots with small reefs that are filled with a lot of life and color. Deep sea fishing, for those who love that, we have 2 boats that can take you out deep sea fishing. Wing foiling, for those that want to try that, it's easier to learn than kite surfing, and it also takes a little bit less of an effort because you can do it alone. You don't need to have another person helping you. Quad bike tours along the unspoiled beaches, but also into different villages. And something that has become very popular is to visit the local orphanage, where we have 52 beautiful kids that are there, and we help, and we donate a lot of things to them, and our guests have found that to be an amazing place. We do castaway picnics, private dining. We have the pirate cemetery where actually Captain Kidd's lays buried, and Captain Kidd, his sunken treasure was found in 2012 here on Sainte Marie, so we know that it actually was here. And there's a not a movie, but a documentary on National Geographic where they actually documented when they found the treasure in 2012. Lemur day trips to King Kong Island sounds like fantasy, and it almost is. It's the island that was the inspiration of the first King Kong movie in 1937, the Skull Island. And we can go there by plane in half an hour, and people love to go there for the picnics.
Lost you for a second there. I can't
actually.
Okay. Oh, yeah,
Can
you're
you
back.
hear me?
Yeah,
Okay,
sorry,
good.
your voice just disappeared for a moment there.
Yeah.
You were just talking about the lemur day trips to King Kong Island.
Yeah, so lemur day trips to King Kong Island, which is the name comes from the inspiration of the first King Kong movie in 1937. And you go there, half an hour flight, and spend the day with lemurs, chameleons, and private picnics on the beach. And normally you are all alone on this island, which is quite cool. And we also have another local island nearby, which is another day trip by car, where you go and see and can have a beautiful lunch, and then also see some lemurs, but also the local villages and a lot of nice beaches and coral reefs. So rates, all of our rates are full board. And when we say that, it actually means full board. So we are not, putting you down at the table and then we said you have to pay 75 euros or 100 euros extra for lobster. We include lobster and all of the nice fish and tiraditos and carpaccios and whatever it might be. There's no extra fees. The only thing you charge extra for is Iberico ham and caviar, but everything else is included. And the rates are not per person, they are per room, per night. We add a 10% discretionary service fee instead of tips to make it easy. And 50% of that goes to the local community through our charity, help schools, replanting trees, helping with agriculture techniques to avoid the slash and burn technology that they use here, and teach them on how to do better farming and sustainable farming, etc., but also with schools and clinics and churches. And then we have a local charity for those who want to give more. You can donate to that as well. And that is Voaara, Madagascar. I think that to end, one of the things also that's incredible, we are on a very remote place, but now with new flights with Emirates coming in 6 days a week, we have a lot of airlines from South Africa, Kenya, Ethiopia, Istanbul with Turkish Airlines, Air France, etc. It's quite easy to get to Madagascar nowadays, and it's a perfect post-safari destination, but also as a standalone beach destination. I think it rivals some of the best beaches in the world.